All right, good evening, everybody. Please turn on your camera. So today we're going to cover this topic, usually mostly Set 3 student. If you do not have any violence objections, all right, Uncle Raymond want to cover the issue 3 first for the students. And thank you, Wei Miao. Wei Miao, thank you so much for your question. If you don't mind, you share all those questions. In fact, before you share with me last night, 哎，你真是的，我昨天在等你，晚上等你，整个晚上 reply 我。那你今天早上才 reply 我，微妙什么事情？你不爽我啊？
不是昨天的话
answer to send to me, no, and then I want to mark. Then I waited, then 最后啊，等到你不耐烦，you know what I do? 微妙 I go watch my Rambo movie. 我 waited, say, how come you never reply me? I'm expecting you to give me your answer. Then I can go through with you last night because I was not very good. I was having a bad flu. Until today, you see, I can hear my flu. But thanks to your questions, then in fact, I got at least a lot of questions to share with all of you. But mostly are all chapter 8, 9, 10. So Set 3 student, if you don't mind, that you bear with me. But it's also good, right, for the Set 3 student that you can be able to know what is going to happen next year. So this will be the last lesson. Listen, last lesson for all my entire level for 2021. Next month, November starts, it will be all fresh. For those Set 3 students, this year will be next year. Next month will be Set 4. All right. And for all the Set 4, today I wish you all the best. Good luck to you. Doesn't mean that by ending this session with me, that you're not going to ask me for any help or any advice. You have my WhatsApp, you can contact me. So after when you get your paper, your result next 2 months in January, want to ask advice of how, which poly or which GC, what courses to take, what you're supposed to do, by all means, free consultations, all right? Now, let's go for this. Did I share screen already? No. Not yet, huh? So sorry. Huh? Okay. Just a final reminder to all of you for the Set 4 student. Yeah. I think I caught in the rain today. Yesterday. Okay. Now for Set 4 student, just take note again last time. Okay. So we're going to concentrate on this issue 3. All right, and then issue 2. So Xingyu, where are you, Xingyu? So SRQ, we predict issue 2. Later on, we go through some of the questions with these Weimel's questions. You can have the time. So okay, let's talk about what is tensions arising from culture impact of globalization, chapter 10. Now, these two last year I was sharing with my Set 4 student about is homogenizations and this hybridizations on entertainment and food. As a quick one for the Set 4 student. Now, Set 3 student, take note what is this means. It's like, Haitong, do you like Lu Han?
No.
Okay, 不要跟你讲话了。Okay, you know Lu Han is actually from was it Super Junior or was it from where? Which group?
EXO.
EXO, huh? Oh, hi, Ziyi. Hi. Hey, last night I see until 2 o'clock I give up. You know what I'm talking about, Ziyi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just intending to tell Daniel Levy to get rid of our dear coach. It was so disappointing match. Seriously, very sad. Anyway, what I'm sharing this because of the K-pop. If you look at chapter 10 in your textbooks, you will know that whether entertainment, for several students, take note now, if it's entertainment and food, now which one do you think is the most important? Remember last week we'll talk about 李景备香, right? 对吗？一晨，李景备香对吗？背井离乡讲错。不是啊，背井离乡对吗？哦，那个成语背井离乡 ，that means what does it mean? That when you turn, then you miss your home. Now, when you miss your home, is it got to do with the food or entertainment? Does it really have a strong impact as in Singapore? To me, food, if in case they come out in an exam, okay, whether it be Set 3 or Set 4, just take note. To me, Uncle Raymond start first, that I find that food is the most critical. It brings the essence of, right down, it brings the essence of the traditional value, right? It brings about the Jialin, thank you for your reply. You saw the poor old man when the mother came, right? You saw the video, right? Yeah. It's the same that, you know, why the mom, sometimes you realize that one of these days when you go overseas and study, then you miss your mommy food. It's not more about the entertainments. Like yesterday I was teaching one of my Set 4 students. I'm asking about DFA. 海通，你懂谁是岳飞吗？你懂谁是屈原吗？你懂谁是秦桧吗？ You know where is the 油炸贵 ？You know the those 的那个油条怎么来的吗？来源？你懂粽子怎么来的吗 ？Okay, you realize these are all food, right? 乔信 ，Do you know all this? You know all this 啊，乔信
Roughly.
Okay, so one of my students say, I mean seriously， 在座各位来宾，请问你们 who is the 3G? Can you turn on your camera, please? Who is the 3G that person? I can't recognize you. You might turn on your camera, please. Thank you. So you realize that 在座各位 oh that's you. Okay, come on. Not you. Oh that's the hey. You receive my WhatsApp not? Zhao Xuan. Is it Zhao Xuan? Yeah. You receive my
Yeah,
good now. Interesting, right? I tell you
I
midnight
watched,
now.
I watched all of them. Yeah, I watched all of them.
Sorry?
I watched all of them.
Nice, huh? Very touching, huh? Right, well done.
Yes.
OK， 在座各位，请问你们呢，谁会做粽子？不会对吗？海彤，你会做吗？海彤 ，Can you hear me？ 海彤 ，Can you hear me？
I don't know how to do like the like the inside thing, but I know how to 包的粽子。
Yeah, usually, okay, most of us cannot do. So we are using technology to do. Can you imagine we are using technology to do the 巴掌, the 粽子, or the what they call the 月饼 or anything, right? They're using machine and technologies. You realize by using this technology and food, they bring the essence of where you come from. Singapore is not a country that have their traditional value, but food makes us different. So for example, will you see even like Starbucks, McDonald's, you realize McDonald's every year, Chinese New Year, they bring in their pineapple pie instead of the apple pie or the peach pie. They bring the essence of things. Now, do you realize in Singapore, you've been staying here quite long enough that you see that, I don't can hear me, I know. Well, I thought you're angry already. Okay, so you know that in Chinese New Year, we don't wear the cheongsam, right? 那个旗袍，对吗？你去拜年，你有穿旗袍吗？赵璇，你有穿旗袍？哎，不是你赵璇，不是你穿旗袍，对不起，你没有穿那个中国功夫的，没有对吗？赵璇 ，You don't wear those Chinese like you will wear your t-shirt, correct? Do you realize the Malay and the India which is having the Deepavali, right?
Just know I wear.
You wear? 哇，难得哦。Then you know that during Chinese New Year you cannot wear black to visit your grandparents, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
symbol
you
of that.
realize that some of them will wear their pants 这边破一个洞，那边破一个洞，好像丐帮，right? Very funny. So you see, you lost the traditional value. Now you have to understand that, like for example, the Malays they wear the sungkok 的那个帽子，对吗？穿那个传统的衣服。那个印度呢就会穿那个 sari， 那个所谓的印度的 costume. So you see, and then they eat the traditional foods, things like that. So this is the topic where we're talking about. Is it the entertainments are more affluent to Singapore or the food? Okay, so you see, like this one, the positive, you can see from the write-ups here. Okay, for this, the negative is that you will lose everything. That means Starbucks replace, for example, the traditional Ya-Kun coffee. Like, you know, kopi o siu dai, right? Xinyi, you heard of kopi o siu dai, like kopi gao. 你没有喝咖啡啊 ？Milo, Takyu 没有啊 ？Okay, so in Singapore concept, kopi o siu dai 就是咖啡薄一点，不要加糖。可是 in Starbucks, you see the Starbucks is like cappuccino, americano, latte, correct? See, right? So you see, it's like replacing. So how? Then to be honest, you all go to coffee shop, you all order your drinks, right? There will be 对吗？海东有一个 uncle 跟你泡咖啡这些东西 right? But now in the long term, later on, this old uncle like me no more working there. How? Are we going to use machine? In fact, now you go everywhere, it's got machine, right? See, right? The special, you buy the machine and then you put the small capsule, then you make your coffee, correct? Now? So ladies and gentlemen, your generation is about all technology. Now, before you can create this technology, you need the software called like Python, JavaScript, you know, the programming things. So are they going to replace the kind of food through technology? Take note of that. Huh? So a wider variety, hybridizations are something that is good. That means it's like a fusion of food. Is it good or not? Like for example, if I have 东西合并, the Western and the Eastern food that put it together. Does it make sense? Does it taste better? Does it retain the culture, the value? So local cultures are changed by foreign cultures, all right? And therefore dominance of foreign cultures. So I would say, for example, like McDonald's, Burger King, Starbucks, Popeye, Pizza Hut, these are all Americans or Western food. Are they going to replace 我们的鼎泰丰、我们的馒头、我们的 so-called 油条 ？Okay, seriously, 赵学，你听了说鸡蛋，我还没有吃饭呢，讲这么多食物，唇联相觑。哎，微妙 ，so come back to you. What do you think? Is it good that if you want to start a business, will you prefer the kind of Western products food or the so-called 我们讲的鼎泰丰那个馒头还是那个什么包子 ？Which one do you think?
To be honest, I would think of the mantou baos a lot, like the more like the Eastern one maybe. Because like I'm most familiar with it, and I believe like there are lots of people out there similar to like there's a lot of Chinese like and other people like trying to find a living in other countries. So I think by probably opening an Eastern restaurant, I may be able to like give them some 家乡味道 like that.
家乡饭哦。You're right. When 我真的是离江北 well studied in UK for a few weeks ago, I miss my Hainanese chicken rice. But every day I eat spaghetti. 吃到我怕，自己吃到我怕。在大学里面也是吃 spaghetti， 也是吃到我怕。哇！一到家，我的岳母大人煮了一个很丰富的晚餐给我吃，全部都是好像我在祭拜祖先这样的赵贤。好像我死掉，那个整个桌上全部都是我喜欢吃的东西。Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm still a very traditional Chinese person that I need rice. Without rice, cannot know. I one day must eat rice, but maybe now different. So, Wei Miao, same thing. Like entertainments, we going to change the. You see, every time I watch a Chinese 拜年 especially the China's program, CCTV 4 and 5. They really wear the traditional clothing more than the way of the fashion, right? 保留传统. So guys, if you have to write this, and don't forget, social study is not locally, all right? No bias, locally. And therefore, you have to bring the essence. Why do you think food over entertainment and not the other way around? Now, you can say entertainment is important because you bring out the values, the culture, like, okay, entertainment, 舞龙舞狮来，好，家里。舞龙舞狮来，一餐舞龙舞狮听过啊？当地舞龙舞狮听过啊 ？The journalist, do you think that one is good or not? If let's say Chinese New Year don't have it, a bit weird, right? 当地 right? A bit where there's no the atmosphere is not there, right? What happens if this one instead of 舞龙舞狮 they represent things like other kind of value? For example, instead of 唱新年歌, they maybe now even Chinese song they also rap, right? Using rap, right? 祝你新年快乐，大家好，大家恭喜发财。Instead of 祝你新年快乐 ，Oh my goodness, so damn lame. OK， 那么大家你好，我好，你红包给我，我给你，大家高兴。哇 ，You can't bring the vibes, right？ 赵先不要笑嘞。其实我其实参加中国好声音了，只是他们叫我做评判，我没有时间。OK， 不要笑啊，赵先 ，Stop it 啊，海东你都 laugh 啊，都 pretend I can't see your smile. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, entertainment is very important because like lion dance and dragon dance, this is to bring the value. But when we comes to the whole entire process of a culture to preserve it, Singapore don't have. We do not have this because we are multiracial. But if you say in China, cannot because it's thousands of years. Before that, I had Tong Ye, I was asking me, right, Wei Miao, I want to ask all of you, this is a set 3 question now. Is assimilations versus integration, which is more important to Singapore? I don't think what's the question. Assimilation, you turn to page 168 and 169 now. Okay, of your textbook, you know what I mean. All right. So is assimilation more important or integration? Jiao Xing?
I feel that integration is more important
Why?
because like by through integration, right, people will feel more connected to this country they belong to, where they won't lose like all their culture and heritage they had before. Instead, they come and try to adapt to the
Stop,
country's
stop. You say they, huh? They is whose grandfather and whose grandmother, or your grandmother or grandmother. Don't use the day, for goodness sake, tomorrow exam. Who is the day? Chao Sing. Sorry, no, this is not sarcastic to anybody. Huh? Okay, like there's this song, my grandma and your grandma sitting by the fire. My grandma and your grandma will put the bread on fire. 没有听过啊？没有听过这首歌啊？我不是我自导自唱自写的哈，是真的有这首歌哈。You go and watch the movie called Pretty Woman. There's such a song, okay? Okay, Chelsea, who is the they?
like immigrants from other countries.
Very good. Use the word the new immigrants. So just now my student asked me, can I use foreigners to go to the country? Cannot use foreigners. I can be a foreigner. I went to France. Let's say I go to France. Okay, maybe I put the veil, you know the Malay 人那个土龙 right? Or maybe I got beard, I put the bayi, you know the Sikh 那个印度人，还是我穿着是比较好像我穿那个 sarong. Okay, then I walk on the street of France. If the policeman catch me and say, hey, hello, excuse me, why you wear like that? Then I can show them the passport. I'm a tourist. Okay, I'm here to visit your country. Then they might so-called pardon me because I'm a tourist. I'm a foreigner, Chelsea, remember. But if you say I'm a new immigrant immigrating there and change the citizenship to France, and if I practice my culture and my religions, not practicing the national religions or cultures in France, then I will be against the rule. You have to understand, France has this called the French Revolutions, all right, for 100 years, from the Napoleon Bonaparte until now. 拿破仑的时代 their culture revolution, not only that, they also colonized other parts of Asia countries and also in Africa. So their nationalisms and their patriotisms, their cultures are deep-rooted. They cannot take away from that. They cannot change overnight from these France nationalisms of their cultures. They won't work. You know, Chelsea, I always like to use this example. You and your wife go to France. You know, 法国人很热情的 they'll kiss on the cheek, right? I mean, for you, Chelsea and I, we don't mind the girl who kiss us the cheek. Hello, welcome to France. Mwah. Okay. Excuse me, would you want your wife to get kissed by a guy on on the side of cheek? No. Do you know in New Zealand, they got this group of people, when they greet, they use nose to nose around. You know that? You know that? You know that? Chelsea? 你真的你不信你去看 they call the New Zealander Maori. When they greet, they use the nose to 跟鼻子的 Of course now cannot lah, COVID-19 right? Is the 孩童你知道吗？哦，对啊，那个毛衣对吗？那用鼻子的，对不对？啊，幸亏我有一个学生跟我讲，我们华人是这样，没有这样是文人，这样是武人，这样是什么人？圣人，阿弥陀佛。哇 ，That's a good one 嘉玲 good one 这是圣人，就是读书的人呐，哎，读书的人。这是武人，学武术的，这是圣人。Very interesting. You see, Chinese, we have the culture. You see, we have preserved. But now, do you greet people like that? I don't right. We shake hand, right? Shake hand, is it more to the Americans? 所谓我们的古代是说男女授受不亲 right? You realize that? So there's different cultures and beliefs, I said to say. But now, I will ask you, for example, if we do not have this entertainment like 舞龙舞狮 during the Chinese New Year, does it bring the essence of the celebration? You kind of deplete it, all right? So I take note now. So imagine you are in France now. Chelsea, carry on your explanation again.
Then like assimilation like forces the immigrants to like follow their own your country's like mindset and religion, meaning that like a lot of culture and heritage are lost just because of assimilation. And like assimilation can make the immigrants feel like more distant from the country they are migrating to. Like integration, they will have like different groups of immigrants where they can like come together, enjoy whatever they felt back at the home countries. whereas assimilation forces them all to like follow this new set of laws, new set of religion and culture that they are not like very happy of, or like they don't really know a lot about lah.
Exactly. Exactly that where this Muslim lady was in France when she want to take her citizenship, the French the mayor want to shake hand with her. According to her religions, the girls cannot touch a male's hand. And because of that, she was being revolted from the citizenship. Now, just now you used the word, correct me if I'm wrong, say they forced them to assimilate into the culture. In fact, they did not force you. They already tell you if you want to become a French citizen, you have to follow. Can I use this 2A? You have to adopt and adapt. One more time, you have to adopt and adapt my way of culture, my way of living, my way of behavior. Okay, it's called ABC. The attitude that when you come in, your attitude must change already. Your behavior, what you've done in the past, cannot accept. You must behave according to a French citizen. And then your characters have to decide whether you think this is a positive way of doing things or negative. If you cannot accept the ABC, then the D is that you cannot devote to be a French citizen. When you cannot devote to the French citizen, you cannot get the exit, the permits. Okay, so how if you cannot get the not permit, sorry, the identification as a French citizen. Therefore, I did not force you. Okay, I will set the rule that you have to follow. So once you're inside, then I will say you're right, Chelsea. That means you are like being enforced, not forced. You're being enforced to take up this concept, like it or not. So for example, sorry, Chelsea, sometimes you can see when you're young, I'm not sure about Liang Di, Xinyi, all of you or Ziyi, all of you here, sitting here. When young, you realize you see that, how come daddy, mommy, my friends, the parents can let him do that, let her do that. How come I cannot, right? You do this kind of comparison, right? So when you see that, it's the same thing. How come some country can practice this kind of integrations, freedom of speech? And how come Singapore cannot do this? How come that country can do that? So it's all about, can you write down? It's different ideology. In the ideology, we are talking about communism ideology. We are talking about Nazism ideologies or fascisms, or even democracies or republic or militarism, like Myanmar, Miandian 现在 it's definitely a military ideology. But how come they open out? They also got this pop dance and entertainment. They have to understand there's this thing called the paradigm shift, the changing the process. So that will be more entertainment. Excuse me, last time where got this like K-pop or this Luhan can allowed to go to Korea to join? What's the group again? Zui, what's the group? What's the group of the Korean?
EXO.
Oh, EXO, that's, thank you. Do you think 30 years ago, people like you, Zhao Xuan and Uncle Raymond can join EXO? You can think can join Girl Generations? You can think join Super Junior or Shiny? No way, right? Zhao Xuan, 可能我们自己 form 一个 group called Wham, George Michael, or maybe a famous group, 天下第一 or whatever you call it. Now you realize that this is called because of globalizations. You open up the door, but that doesn't mean this door is open wide enough for certain group of people. And these are the two major things that is called the entertainment as well as the food. Now the food itself is bring the essence very simple. When you all come to Singapore, most of you are from China, you come to Singapore, do you enjoy prata? Chelsea, do you enjoy prata? Oh, okay. Do you enjoy nasi lemak or Jiali? You enjoy nasi lemak? Wei Miao, do you enjoy mee siam? Oh, Zhao Xuan, you enjoy what food? Zhao Xuan 是马汉全席的，哇，佛跳墙的。Okay. 这个我高见了，开玩笑啊。You laugh because you know that Singapore has a fusions of food that mix together. Okay, then you ask me, Liang Di, what is the purpose of this study or this thing? Because eventually, to be honest, for those Set 4 students, those Set 3 are preparing to go for overseas. I'm not sorry, for poly or JC. You will have project doing this. You have project doing this. In what sense? 教字, okay. Project doing this in the sense that what are you going to transform Singapore startup business? How can Singapore become a SME to become a multinational company like your company? Okay, so do you know like food, for example, how the BreadTalk, the Ya Kun, Old Chunky, you know Old Chunky? I don't Old Chunky, the curry pop. Mei Zhen Xiang, things like that can transform from a very 50, 60 years old of value to become like that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about here, about how you see if 外国人可以 replace 我们国家的食品，为什么我们不可以把我们的食品也带去给各国各地方来品尝我们的食品呢？ It's the same concept, you see. So we have two ways traffic. Okay, right now it's a two-way approach. It's a bi-communications way of approach. So by doing that, this topic is here is not biased. So certain parts of SS to me is bias and propaganda. But here we are telling that, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, when you go to France, you know we want to eat that kind of 法国面包，对吗？I don't. Right? When we go to Japan, we don't want to eat sushi, 对吗？我们去中国，我们吃饺子；我们去韩国，我们去吃那个 kimchi， 对吗？星宇哦，对。然后我们去香港，我们吃扬州炒吃点心，对不对 ？Then when you come to Singapore, you know what you eat now? 赵璇、嘉玲 and 姚毅 you know what they eat? 微妙。Okay, Ray just ignore that guy called Ray. That one my nephew. Just ignore him. Okay. Wait, you don't.
In Singapore, you eat whatever you can find.
Yes. Yeah, Sunday I miss out the thing.
Like, because like everything is somewhat different.
I like the way, yes, someone different and what else? What do you think Singapore can find? What 我们有没有特别的
Hawker center.
Sorry, sir. 有没有特别的那个美味佳肴吗？有吗？有碗汤面。赵学碗汤面是不是？ When I say laksa, does it consider 你懂那个什么捞黑啊捞起你懂吗？过年不是有捞起对不对？你们听过吗？哇 ，Thank you, my 贝坤。Thank God I just finished my dinner. 贝坤 ，Thank you. 贝坤你懂那个捞起吗？捞鱼生对吗 ？They say it's Singapore value. And to be honest, if you say chili crab, chili crab is a Singapore signature dish. That's what they say, like Hainan 鸡饭. But you say Hainan 鸡饭 is from Hainan 岛吗? Is the Hainanese who come here and they build up this kind of chicken? Yeah, it's true. But do you realize 你从潮州粥啦、福建虾面、海南鸡饭、广东的那个什么甜品 all these are, do you realize is our ancestor during the 1900s? They travel from all the way from China and bring this delicacy here. So now you tell me, is food more important or entertainment? Of course, entertainment, we are talking about the wayang. 你懂得唱大戏吗？经理懂唱，你喜欢看唱大戏吗？我们有代沟的。我本来想要带你去看大戏，既然你这样讲，算了，我就找亮弟。你懂什么是大戏吗？
大什么？
大戏唱大戏。
哦呀呀 ，opera。
北京 opera 对吗？
呀。
Do you like that one?
That one I actually like don't quite like, cause it's not like our time thing was like my mother or my grandfather kind of thing one. That I don't quite know how it works
海彤，他的意思在讲我很老咯。My mother and my grandfather 嘞，然后故意这样讲。My mother and my grandfather， 他没有讲说 my brother and my sister and uncle， 故意的。Sorry, no, joking. Sad to say, you realize these generations will slowly, can I use the SSD? Slowly, surely, and definitely the entertainments of this type of Beijing opera, or 你懂那种木偶戏吗？ all these things. It will slowly diminish. Then how are we going to bring back? 好像书法，怎么讲啊？那种书法 is kind of entertainment. 好像那种玩那种的those. They throw the thing out in the air and come down. You know, it's a round thing for robotics. I don't know what you call that. Or even the martial arts, all these things. Tai Chi. This is considered like entertainment and martial art? Is this an entertainment? How is it going to impact the next generation like yours? Will it diminish off, or will it 发扬光大, or will it more expand to be a more entertainment? Guess what? Do you know? 我们有那个什么there's these child girls. Very interesting. They play the local music by using 古筝、二胡、琵琶、笛子 all the Chinese musical instrument and play in the locals' favor and bring out the essence. Ladies and gentlemen, this is entertainment. To have these entertainments, we bring out the cultures, values, traditional style. So is it food more important or entertainment important? Now, we're not going to waste time, right? I'm going to ask you, if you cannot tell me, just pass, all right? So every minute today is very important. Let's start off with Pei Kun. You tell me food or entertainment?
Food.
Why?
Because like food, like we can't live without them.
Okay, write down for Set 4 student. When I say good point, you better write down. Why we cannot live without that?
It's like the source of energy, also culture, and sometimes it involves religion.
Sorry.
The culture and sometimes religion, because Muslim cannot eat pork.
Muslim cannot eat pork, so what got to do with the food?
Like it is like related to the religion.
You're close to it. Imagine now, let's say now Hari Raya. So你要送礼品给你的马来同胞 your Muslim friends, right? Would you want to 送美珍香？
No.
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 No 嘉玲 you're laughing like 美珍香不会哦。But 如果你觉得美珍香需不需要 attack the market for the Muslim people? So how should I do? Halal pork 啦。赵轩 is any different? The word halal pork cannot write halal 就是Muslim right? So cannot write. Because when you think of 美珍香 right, 贝棍 you will think of 那个肉干就是猪肉对吧？对不对？
Yes.
贝棍 So how can we change the 肉干 the pork into chicken or cannot?
Can.
Now then you just get satisfied from the government. They're saying that 美珍香 also sell halal chicken. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, when you say Muslim, do you have this biasness and prejudice misconceptions to say that all the Muslim must be Malay?
Sometimes.
Correct. Because 我可能比如说讲亮弟还是新宇，他娶到马来的老婆，可是他们是华人，对不对 ？Right？ OK， 新宇你不喜欢亮弟你不喜欢马来妞这样好了亮弟娶到一个老外的妞，可是那个老外阿嬷是 Muslim， 可以吗？高兴吗？亮弟还是不高兴啊？这样你自己去找一个老婆了，我不懂你要什么 race。So you get idea of bacon. You know what I mean? So when you have this concept, like we buy the food for non-Muslim, we also cater. So then you can say food is essential. Food not just taking care. You see, food, when you come to food, I like the way you say food. There's no such thing as biasness, whether you are Chinese, Malay, or Christianity, or this food is just food itself. Now, the best food that everybody can consume, regardless of race, language, is vegetables. You agree, not bacon, right?
Yeah.
Which one? For example, one I can think of is spinach and carrot. But you know when they prepare the food, the time they put the oil, whether it's pork oil or vegetables oil or olive oil. So food is essential to blend, to have the bonding, and have a strong right down children, to have a very strong influence, to bring the authenticity, okay, the values, like for example, how this food has been preserved for hundreds of years. Thank you, Pei Kun. Back to you, Liang Di. Food or entertainment?
I think food lah.
Yes, please. Why?
Because like how to say because like because we are like a multi like racial like country and then like I thought to say let me think first again.
I think can I add on? I know what you want. I know what you're going to say. Because we are a multiracial company, we must be able to be considerate when we prepare food, right? That's why you see, if you go to IKEA, have you been to IKEA's Tampines and Alexandra? They got these two different kitchen. Should I say two different selling food? One is non-halal and halal, So you know that you must take into consideration. Even you go to those food court now, they got this halal one and non-halal. So you see, we take care. We are considerate. We feel good that we don't just only take care of those people who don't eat. Who eat pork. Then those minority we don't give a damn. No, we do that. We take into consideration and we are very tolerant and appreciate it. It's not easy to get a halal cert, and all this must. In the actual fact, when they want to slaughter a chicken, do you realize if you go to a Muslim to buy chicken, they don't have a chicken head there. You realize that? You don't believe tomorrow you go and see 你去马来 store， 你看他们卖鸡的时候没有头的，全部的头都是砍掉的。那你去 Chinese 的就有整只鸡的。That's because when they by right every chicken they slaughter in the Muslim way they have to pray to God one. So can you imagine if you got 1,000 chicken, every chicken pray? Can you imagine the chicken number 999? Are you done with it? I'm very tired. Can you just slaughter me now? True enough. So what they do, they still have to pray. It's a religious right. They have to do it. Don't laugh. I'm telling you the truth. Okay? They have by right, they pray. Even they kill a sheep or a cow, they have to pray by right, which is good. No, they have to respect. Can you imagine the new? Are you done? Just kill me. Do it a job. Okay, thank you. Xingyu.
Food.
Why?
Because food is something like you eat food on a daily basis, so you maybe feel more connected when you eat like traditional food and stuff.
Okay, the word is called connectivity. Well done. Food connects people from all walks of life. Food makes people to have strong bonding. We can sit down on the same table. By right, in other countries, they have to separate. No? Okay, the Chinese, but in Singapore, food connect. You see, if you go to, not only go to school, and not only go to work, in school, you will sure have the Malays students and classmates. You all can sit down together and eat, you can eat your wanton mee, he can eat his Malay's food, things like that. So yes, thank you, Xingyu. I like the word. It's connectivities. You bond people. There is no boundary to draw. But sorry to say, Xingyu, there are some countries they are very particular one. In Saudi Arabia, the wife cannot eat with the husband. You know that? The wife and the daughter have to eat in the kitchen. Then you and your father will eat in the dining room. I'm not sure they changed your idea. Liang Di, the way you look at it, very funny, huh? Wow, Liang Di and Xingyu, Wei Miao, Bei Kun, Zhao Xuan, Ray, Qiao Xing, 还有嘉玲，哇，你们住沙地阿拉伯，你们是王来的，因为女人都是 to one side. And do you know what, Zhao Xuan? If your mommy and your sister got license, they cannot drive the car on the road by themselves. You have to sit beside them, then they can go out. Serious. Only they recently start to modify and change to give the rights. Remember issue 1, Zhao Xuan? The rights, the religion and rights. And the rights, you left, right. I'm trying to be sarcastic to them. You see? 重男轻女。没有妈妈，他们可以在dining room吃饭，请问谁煮饭给他们吃？Right, then they agree now. Oh, it's true, no? And then they go out. If your mommy were to drive along the road and without a meal accompany her, she will get fined. And then I think the husband will get jail or something like that. That is the Muslim law. I may be wrong, but you can check it out. Okay? Hai Tong.
Yes.
Food or entertainment?
Food.
Why?
Because food is our basis of living. And
This
then,
what, sorry?
Basis of living.
It's a basis of living.
Yes.
It's an essential items.
Yes.
So you say entertainment is not essential item 不重要啦。
Yes.
哦，这样你的 iPhone 给我咯，你的 laptop 给我啦 ，no entertainment 咯，全部给我，你只要吃而已嘛。开玩笑 ，OK。Back to you, Chelsea. Thank you. So you can put there, food is essential. Can you write down? Food is part and parcel of our daily needs. Thank you, Chelsea.
Uncle Raymond, can I ask you something?
Yes.
how do you feel about like modernization of like traditional culture and entertainment?
You know why I laugh? Somebody asked me this question before. I can tell you straight to your face now. I'm sorry, not to your face. Right to every modernization and kill a lot of things. It's just like you're telling me iPhone 13, is it a need? Chelsea, you ask me. You give an iPhone 13 to an African person now. It's useless than to give him a packet of rice. So modernization is not particularly practical in certain parts of the world. Modernization do it, Chelsea, very good questions. Because the modernization do it for the sake of economical sense, for their developments. Now you realize that why the Westerns and Americanizations want to modernize, because they have to keep upgrading in terms to continue to improve their market share. That's one thing. Why the communists preserve to have this, don't want to be modernization, because they have the heart and interest of the people. That's what I don't say. Makan, the food is essential. So the answer to your question, repeat the question again?
Like, does modernization like help against actually what I was thinking, right? Because for last year's Chingay, right, there was this segment with like main point of the Chingay was lion dance. So there was this one of the main parts that was planned, right, was tap dancing lions. But like this was shut down by a lot of people. Like I myself actually seen the performance to it. Like they are the first time they do lion, right? Then they put a lot of effort into it. Then in the end, right, the Singapore community at large said that this was disrespectful to the culture of lion dance.
你都讲了咯，宝贝，你都讲 community at large 了。If you cannot beat them, you join them, right? 少数服从多数 ，but then again， 不一定多数是对的哦，对吗 ？Right? Just like sorry, Qiao is saying, you remind me in 1980s when Lee Kuan Yew want to introduce CPF. Majority say 笑啊，我们吃都吃不饱，要有储备公积金，怎么生存 ？But now you see, CPF can buy house, can use educations, things like that. To be honest, Chelsea, I'm a very traditional and very conservative person. If you say lion dance using tap dance or even lion dance doing break dance, as a break dancer myself before, okay, seriously, you don't look at me like that so blur. Of course, I can't dance out, sing it, stop it. You dance down, I will break my bones, I will go call ambulance, but I can do simple dance like that. See, my finger, I can do this, I can do break dance. But to be honest, Chelsea, in terms of creativity, I will say yes, it's very good. You modify even those things singing. Like you see, the one I told you, the 12 ladies who using the old ancient musical instrument like wuzhen, all these, right, to bring the essence. Wow, everyone will crack because this is what culture. A culture that's 1,000 years must preserve. But if you change to tap dance, it's already. Do you realize when you say the word tap dance, it's like big westernization already? Agree with me? But if you say lion dance, but do it in like going through the competition. You remember you see some lion dance, they have on the pillar, they dance, they perform. Then after that, they open out the 橘子恭喜发财, right? Then they show the 胜利兴隆, right? Then to show the kind of martial arts. Well, I tell you, this one confirmed got a lot of people will do it very well. But no, I would say you already say a committee at large. Very sad. But it's a good idea that this group of people are exposed in this kind of manner. Right? But I don't think the next few years after COVID-19, they will do that. They might want to change in other ways. But thanks for sharing. You see, modernizations doesn't work in certain entertainment. Because once you hit certain group of people, they will still think that we need to preserve. Because of one thing, Chelsea, the ancestor that we have, they build up this is to maintain that we come, there's a thing called the roots of it. But we start to change it, then you do not know where is the directions. A ship without the sail, that means you find lost already. So modernizations is to be, that's why I love, is killing away a lot of traditional value. We cannot disagree that we don't have modernization. Because through modernization 啊，乔欣，我们这些宝贝的女孩子有书读了，没有重男轻女。They open up the liberations of women, which is Sun Zhongshan and Mao Zedong. They say this. Okay, this is what I feel is very important. Okay, get it? So I think that modernization helped to transform certain people in terms of educations and thinking. Thank you. How about you, Chelsea?
I feel that like honestly, these people shouldn't actually be like so harsh to judge this. Like the community actually like judge the people who did the tap dancing very harshly. So I feel like it's like this is uncalled for. So if you don't really want to accept it changing to like lion dance changing to more modern things like tap dancing, right? Yeah, I respect the decision, but at the same time, you shouldn't like judge the people too harshly, because at the same time, it's their first time learning lion dance. They have never do something like that before. Like when they were doing the things itself, right? They were much more like much more hardworking than like the people from my school who are learning lion dance. So at the same time, you shouldn't really judge them too harshly and give them like, if you don't want to do, if you don't want it to happen, yeah, say you don't want, but at the same time, do not go like outright blame them, like just say mean things about them lah.
How old are they, may I ask?
They are 12 to 16.
Then it's you are killing them their creativity. Then I will agree with you, because this is the thing. Sorry, Chelsea. This is the thing in Singapore that I feel that creativity might take one more generation or two more generations to break the ice, which is true now. You can see slowly. If you tell people that last time you want to be an artist, you want to be a dancer, you want to be something that is not those regular professionals, they will find that please, 你没有前途. But now, because of opening up of education, you see, it's about the exposure. Now, the community at large for these people are definitely those old people. To me, I may be wrong, around my age, that they think that they cannot accept the transformation about, sad to say. But there are small group that thinks that, hey, at least if someone would voice, hey, you all shut up lah. At least this group of people are willing to use the tap down to bring back the traditional entertainment, the value to showcase to people, rather to let this entertainment, this value of lion dance 慢慢的消失无影无踪在 surface of the earth. Agree or Chelsea? At least they take the effort to showcase, hey, hello, at least I know, because nobody like lion dance. You know lion dance, right? You're saying lion dance, right? You know, yeah. Lion dance are referring to all the gangster. Do you know that? You don't know, right?
No.
I'm talking to you now. I'm telling you. In Singapore, lion dance is, they call it, you know, the number one in Singapore, number, you know, right? The 3, 6, then the some is all really got tattoo, and all these are so-called gang one. 不是那个黄飞鸿那种 gang 打仗的哦，在新加坡 lion dance 30年前是真的有 gang 的。When you say gang means gangster. Okay, seriously. So people associate when you have lion dance, this guy must be study very lousy one, go lion dance. Very sad, Chelsea, now you open, right? Now you understand what you mean. So when these old people, their concept, sorry, I'm not saying they are low educated. Okay, there are some who are very educated. Okay, because now I'm inside one of the lion dance group, but I don't do the lion. I'm not the 大头娃娃, okay, please. Okay, but because my 师傅是洪拳，他也是教我武术跟那个lion dance. But you know, when I talk to him, he's already coming 70 plus. 我说师傅，为什么现在没有人要学武术？他说年轻人不能吃苦。Is it true? You know the lion dance and all this, right? Then people will associate lion dance like, you know, like at your dropout school. You know, last time lion dance, they got salary paid one. They got salary, they can work for it. That's why you see Malaysian, all the lion dance, they are so good. One day or 1 month, they pay about 马币1万块. Their salary is 10,000. How I know? Because that time when I was doing my diploma study, one of my Malaysia friend, he told me this. Back in Malaysia, they got this group of lion dance. They are paid to dance. You see, Chelsea, Singapore, would you want to send your kids 在座各位, will you want to go and learn lion dance? Your parents will send you what coding and enrichment class are true now. So there's a different thing, so Chelsea. I'm so sorry. In Singapore, it's all about paper chase, about this. Okay. Anything to add on? Okay, so you haven't tell me food or entertainment.
I feel like after saying all this, like entertainment is very important.
All right, for someone different, yes. Because without entertainment, 日子很单调, very dull and meaningless. Okay, true?
Yeah. Also, entertainment can show the new generation what your and like older generation have been through, what they all their loves and dislikes. Then it also can like give the newer generation deeper insight to the tradition that was like these tradition performances all have a story behind them. Like for example, just now I said lions, right? There's very different things like 很讲究, so what you can do, cannot do. It's like very traditional.
You are in the lion dance?
My CCA, Nanhua dance, we do lion dance.
Good, well done. Respect you, very good. Because I think it reminds me of the Beijing Opera when I talk to Liang Di and Xin. Because 他们很讲究那个 costume, you know, the amount of arrows, the flag that they put behind, the dressing, the way they walk, the way they portray the hero of Yue Fei and Guan Yu. Okay, my favorite idol is Guan Yu. So you see, nowadays the newer generations is all about modernizations, about entertainments of the westernizations, more to our own, can I say, Asian culture and entertainment. If we are not going to preserve it, the whole entire world can become like a westernizations. Then we will, the bottom lines are Chelsea, it's all deep root, is drilled down to the roots. So once we do not have the roots and the gun, we feel that we are lost in everything. We become the slave to modernizations, based on the fact that I believe it's all about westernizations, influence and affluence. As such, I would say we become the slave again, back to the Opium War, back to those past colonizations, which I think they are using this modernization, to replace by using this tactic to control us back. In my opinion, I may be wrong again, but this is how I feel, right, Chelsea? You see? So once you realize why, this one very good. You realize 为什么老外要去到中国那个少林寺学武功? You realize that, they find it, right? Do you realize? And recently I just watched TikTok, 你懂烧那些纸钱吗？烧给纸钱给那些我们的 ancestor. Now they also want to bring this up to their countries to say that by burning all this paper, all this incense paper, 纸钱给祖先, actually it's a very good thing that will help to reconnect back to your loved one and bring good luck to them. You surprised, right? Once I have this TikTok, I show it to you. Okay, so yes, Chelsea, I think entertainment is important because it kind of resonates and bring out the history of our culture right now. You bring out the history of a culture so that you can preserve, protect, and prevent the loss of culture. Thank you, Ethan. Nothing else, Chelsea? Okay, Ethan? Food or entertainment?
I choose food.
Why?
Because I feel like food is one of the main necessity. As in like we need like food, shelter, and then water. So like I think it's more important to us in a way than maybe entertainment because it's what keeps us alive. Like entertainment is like food is like the first level, like basic, and then entertainment is second level. So I think food is like closer to us in a sense.
But do you realize that sometimes when we are eating our Chinese 过年, we play some Chinese songs, right? 我们放鞭炮, we watch the TV program, we enjoy the musical, and it kind of bring togetherness, the more holistic value. You can enjoy the food without the entertainment, it's fine. But entertainments, can I use the word, they enlighten, they brighten up the person, they kind of make the food that you enjoy with beautiful entertainment. All right. So okay, I agree with you. How about you, Ziyu? Food or entertainment?
Entertainment.
Yes, please. Wow, something different.
Because entertainment influences the way you act.
Wow. Can you define what you mean by the way you
Like, you know, some people like anime, right? Then they'll like copy like how the characters like speak or like dress, you know. Some people like K-pop, so they also copy like how like the idols like look, you know, or like their clothes and everything.
yeah. Since
Some
you
people-
mentioned this, yeah, agree. Can
Some people will also like even like change like their like face, you know, or like go by different names, like to like follow that kind of culture. Yeah.
I shake my head, I totally agree because now my younger son is so addicted to the Squid Game. Yes. Yeah, he's so addicted to Squid Game. Mommy, today can we go and buy and make honeycomb? Then he's so OCD, must have a triangle and circle and star. Then I got other shape. Say, never mind lah. No, must have umbrella shape. I say, oh my God, you're damn bloody OCD. Then he do the honeycomb already, the shape. You know what he did? See, he did this. You know that guy who's doing this, right? Do you watch a Squid Game? If you watch a Squid Game, you know, right?
Yeah, I watched the Squid Game. Yeah.
Licking the thing. I say, son, what are you doing? Nah, that guy was licking, so I see whether I lick ready. Is it true that I can poke the thing? So which is not wrong, Ziyi. He's using the science to see whether is it true. By licking the thing, you will melt. So you're right, entertainment, right? But these entertainments like more like to a Korean style, and people start to learning. Then you're right to say that because when you watch a Squid Game, some comments that it's better to listen to the original Koreans, the way they talk, than convert into English conversations. Yeah. Entertainment show the persons, even the way they dress, even now the school, he told me in school, he also play red light, green light. Then I asked him, how you play red light, green light in the canteen or in the classroom? Oh, never mind. We sit down. Huh? You sit down how to play green light, red light. So some of them read, then whether your hand will start moving and then you pretend to stop. Wow, they are very creative actually. Okay, so yeah, entertainment is a way, can you write down, entertainment is a way to transform a person's behavior and characters into something new. And sorry to say, like Chelsea, you're right now because of these modernizations, like they use a Squid Game to bring back all the Korean things, the culture. And you realize in Squid Games, they also talk about the North Korean, right? So you finish a whole episode, by the way.
Yeah, I finished all of it.
Then you know the two girls, right? When they play marble that time, right?
Yeah.
To spoil the spoilers for those of you who have not watched. You know, finally they very smart. The girl extend the timing, then finally he sacrificed herself, right? And it's from the North Korea and things like that, right? You see, they really bring the culture of their things, you see. Through Squid Games, they are bringing back using the entertainment to emphasize how the North Korean communist people are so bad. Very smart, 112两. Thank you. Ray.
What's your question again?
For you, no need to ask. You always food one. No entertainment. Your entertainment is MMA. 整天打人的.
Okay. So food or entertainment of what? Like, what about it?
Which one is important?
Or which one more important? I feel that entertainment is more important because we spend most of our time like surfing through the internet, and if what we surf, like what we search are more like of like the local culture stuff, it helps the newer generation to better relate and to connect with the local culture.
Well said. It's true. Because of this, that write down please. Entertainments. Why nowadays the youngster or even all walks of generation, including my mother-in-law is now 70 plus and my mom also. It's through these entertainments they bring in that that day I saw on the YouTube, on the TikTok, on the Facebook, this person cook this 饺子, prepare this kind of food. Hey, come, 我心血来潮, I got this inspiration to cook these dishes. through entertainment they bring back the old food. 哎呀，很久没有煮这个汤了，这个 ABC soup or all these things. Well done, Ray. It's through entertainments they bring people closer, connecting to one another. It's through entertainments that, like for example, people who are now during COVID-19, there are people some 离家背景. I mean, sorry to say that, but they are like staying like some of my Malaysia friends who cannot go back to Malaysia or their parents are there and here, so they use the entertainment to connect one another. For example, you're very surprised on Zhao Xuan. You know how they do it. That's last year my nephew birthday. My sister-in-law send using GrabFood to send every cake to all my relatives. Then we on the video together. Then you say 1, 2, 3, happy birthday to you. You were born in the zoo. Then sing the birthday song and blow the candle together. Then everyone, okay, let's cut cake. 祝你生日快乐，福如东海，寿比南山. Something like that. So through entertainments, yeah, it can kind of connect through food. Well done, Ray. Back to you, Zhao Xuan. Food or entertainment? Hey guys, by looking at Zhao Xuan, confirm food one. 你看他养到肥肥胖胖 cute 的，真 cute。不要跟他讲，他听不到。OK， 哎，Zhao Xuan。Food or entertainment? Zhao Xuan cannot answer me, because your mic spoiled, right? Okay, never mind, you type for me now. While you're typing, can I ask Yao Yi, food or entertainment? Imagine tomorrow this is your questions. How are you going to answer?
Food.
Why?
Because like food can promote like the different culture of different races and religions.
Oh, so food can identify the different cultures and races.
Yeah.
How? Give me an example.
Because there's like different dishes for like different culture.
Oh, so are you saying that, for example, that remind me of 那个蒜盘子？你听过蒜盘子吗？姚毅
No.
Okay, 蒜盘子 is actually a Hakka dish, 客家人的那个食物。So by showing that when you serve 蒜盘子，还是你have a certain dish to show that this is the steamed fish that with this type of arrangement is 潮州式. Yeah, I agree. So it kind of bring up the essence of the culture and religion. Thank you. Of course, you say food, right? But bacon, so different religions have different kinds of culture food. Yes, and this will bring out the same as what Yao Yi has mentioned. Thank you so much, the two of you. Back to you, Wei Miao. What do you think, food or culture? Food or entertainment?
Food also. So like, firstly, food is one of our necessities, and secondly, I think food is probably the best way for any foreign immigrants to find a sense of belongings, find a sense of belongings in their country, and also to have like kind of like what's the word again?
I'm sorry.
我在想那个词的。
讲华文啊。讲华文不用紧。
稍微就是减少点乡愁 like that, like nostalgia, I think.
Maybe. Oh, you bring in the nostalgia, the 往事只能回味, right? Bring back the old good days and like, okay, that remind me of Li Bai, right? You know Li Bai? My cousin 他李白我是李黑OK, 李白不是讲一个很漂亮，就是在中秋节床前明月光，对吗？举头望明月，对吗？ Okay, I got one student very naughty he said 床前明月光，李白脱光光，没有尊敬他。所以李白他写这个诗的时候，他回顾他的故乡。So when you look at the 中秋节 you think of the, yes, I agree, 微妙 you think of how he misses childhood time, his good old times back in the village or what, with your parents. So you see from a entertainment of 这个诗，你可以感受他想家。还有一个是那个苏东坡 I think you know who is 苏东坡 Anyone know who is 苏东坡 Anyone?
东坡的东坡肉 ，right？
苏东坡有一个很出名，就是苏东坡肉。Okay, it's during the Song Cao dynasty, and he also have a lot of nice dishes he cook. So he bring back the essence again about food. That's what Wei Miao you're talking about. Okay, wow, when you eat already, I know that I come from this village, I come from this place. Imagine that for me, yeah, I go to overseas, I would think of food that I miss locally, like my sweet jiao mian, my roti prata and things like that. So food, yes, I would say that for Wei Miao, food brings back the true meanings of the values. Yeah.
苏东坡 is the dude that wrote 明日几时有 right?
那个是 during the Song dynasty, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's very famous. He's a very smart educator, scholar.
He's the 作词家.
And also he cooks very well, right? Okay, so there's one.
That one I don't.
No, 香港有一个连续剧，专门拍苏东坡的那个整套连续剧。To show that, and I'm very particular in the Song dynasty because of my surname also Song. So I'm very particular with that kind of era things. All right, thank you. Back to you. Last but not least, Jia Ling, which one do you choose, food or entertainment?
I think food, because like I feel like eating with your family or friend can bring them together.
Okay.
Then can bond with each other, which I think is very important in
Just talk about this, Jia Ling. It's all about not bring together. It brings the sense of culture's impact. From food itself, it brings the culture impact. Just nice, what you say, you see. Okay, so Jia Ling, what you're saying that food is important, you can bring them together. It brings through the culture effect, meaning that, for example, Jia Ling, let's say all of us are Singaporean, we go to England and study, all right, or work. Then one day we sit down, some of you stay in Ang Mo Kio, in Bishan, in Toa Payoh, in Jurong, in Tampines. But which part of Singapore you stay is not very important. But imagine the 12 of us sit down together. We will bring our own, let's say everyone potluck, let's say Christmas party, right? So each one bring their own dish, must be Singapore favorite dish. So this is where Jia Ling, give me ideas. Okay, for example, Wei Miao will bring laksa, Xing will bring bak kwa, Yang Di will bring maybe some jiaozi made in Singapore or wonton or whatever. When we come together to show that there is a strong sense of not just bonding, but this cultures is what is called the Singapore cultures. The food, then maybe Hai Tong and Ziyi or Yao Yi, you all know how to cook very nice dishes because 你的奶奶或是外婆教你煮了一道很新加坡传统的食物摆在你面前，然后你要回顾一下 ，bring out what Wei Miao you're talking about 咯 ，very nostalgic， 往事 bring out the past， okay. But sadly to say, let's move on to this. Globalization result in economies. That's what Qiao Xing has mentioned. It's all about modernizations that they change. Nowadays, in order to be modernization, do you know that this curry powder or this chili crab recipe and this roti prata recipe can also be commercialized and can become packaged into such a way and ship it to other countries and taste the local flavor of Singapore culture. Can I add one more word, Wei Miao? It's called Singapore food culture. All right. And then you think about it. What about Singapore entertainment? That's where actually the entertainments will go back to what Qiao Xing. You see, Singapore Chinese entertainment will be lion dance and dragon dance. Oh, right. Then the Malays will be the musical one, and then the Indian will be another type. You see, Singapore don't have that kind of real entertainment as per se. But if you say in China, then you can have guzheng. You know, when you say guzheng and pipa, we know it's from China. If you say Japanese, the drum, then you know it's from Japanese or Korea, the kind of musical, they are wearing kimono and things like that. But Singapore, the entertainment is different, you see. Whereas food itself is where you can bring wow, the togetherness of Singaporeans together. But when it comes to entertainments, I would say it's really hard, unless, recently the Singapore National Day, they bring all the different instruments and the songs to put it together to sing and the tune change it, right? Okay. Okay, so when you say cultural harmonization, it's a process by which the local cultures are changed by foreign cultures. So this is very dangerous. Once it's been dominated by another cultures, another food or entertainments, as what some of you mentioned, will be eroded out. Okay, so like Starbucks, for example. Okay, never mind, this is the Italian coffee. Okay, like this one, the entertainment. My Cyprus. I don't like this girl, sorry. Okay. After understanding Starbucks story, okay, normalizations. Yeah, this one you mentioned with the cultural harmonizations. Yeah, this is where the fusion, the uniqueness to combine. Okay, guys, in case tomorrow there's exam or for those set 3 who are going to set 4, please take note that this hybridizations is much better than homogenizations, because not only that you can preserve your traditional cultures and value and the traditional cultural values and traditional style, but at the same time you also allow the modernization to come in, like for example, like the Starbucks. So can we, you see sometimes Starbucks and McDonald's, I told you, right, they still sell the things that is very traditional things, all right? Okay, Power Singlish. Okay, I just watched him last night. Okay, let me go through this one. Well, if you don't mind, I want to show.
可以的，可以的。
可以吗？
可以。
我们来分享一下好吗？ So these are the questions. Thanks to Weimel last night, he sent it to me. I already got some answer. Do you think prejudice and misconceptions present a more important challenge? I think you turn to page 168 and 169. Now, all the set 4 students, turn to your page now, 168 or 169. Definitely, I will tell you, prejudice and misconceptions are more serious than the challenge of competition of resources. Why are you so happy, Zhao Xuan? Yeah, you're smiling at me or you're smiling at something else? Okay. 你知我知天知地知, huh? Okay, so why prejudice and misconception? Because once you have prejudice, you will tend to be, sorry to say, will be more restricted to others. Take for example, sorry guys, no hard feeling. Imagine in a classroom, okay, Chelsea, all of you, listen carefully, listen. Now you are the principal, you are the principal of the school, okay? Think how, you are the principal of the school. Pei Kun, are you there? Thumbs up, because I can't see your face. I only see the northern light. Now, if you are the principal of the school, will you give this classroom, there's aircon, full of good facilities, Wi-Fi, everything, to the first express class or to the last NT class? NT. 实话实说吧。
Sorry, I didn't on my mic.
Never mind. Who will you give? 我知道你要讲 first express class, 对吗？
Yeah.
为什么？ Now you see, you become very prejudiced and misconception already. Why you give the resources to first class?
Because like since they're in the first class, and then confirm like they can make the full use of the resources.
Oh, so NT 是 confirm 去 IT 的啦，哦。
Doesn't mean that, because got some people in my school from it become like express and then.
Hello, sir. Only 1% out of 50 student NT, only 1 or 2% can make it. Do you agree not? Whereas the first class is 90% will make it to NUS. True not? This is real hard fact of life, ladies and gentlemen. Agree? Ray,
yeah, for some good schools, yeah.
No, I'm talking to my nephew now, Ray. He's from an NA student who failed. Okay, go express and work hard for it. I got another ex-student who is a primary school stay back for 2 years. Remember that day, the fella who came inside the talk to give us the talk, right? So you see, Chelsea, you agree with me? Were you in your school is Nanhua, right? Is it Nanhua? Sure got the first class and the last class one, confirm one, right? You have one. You will definitely have.
Don't
You
have.
will definitely have. Sorry?
Don't
Sorry?
have. Like everyone is very mixed.
Okay, very mixed. Then which class will you give?
None of them.
Will you give to the rich students or the very poor students to enjoy the facility of the
Give everyone a chance. So every few weeks swap.
Ah, well done. But unfortunately, hard, right? So what should we do?
I feel that should give it to like the so-called better doing students to able to let them facilitate to like study better. At the same time, like doing the ones that like the students who are doing poorer in their studies can like try and work harder for this kind of like privileges, kind of like meritocracy in Singapore.
Well done. I'm waiting for this word. Children, all these, can you mute your mic? Sorry, because I'm getting my echo. I don't mind. All these, I'm waiting for this word called meritocracy. Chapter 6, unfortunately, if you say meritocracy, it's not possible. It's near impossible. Why I call you, because you see, when you tell me you learn the SS at time, you see, you might be not familiar, right? True enough, right? For SS, because you just came to Singapore for a while. So imagine, I'm not saying your teacher, please, no, don't mistaken, don't get offended. 哎呀，这个学生刚刚来，不要管他了，可以就可以，不可以算了。他反正就那么厉害，可以不要管进来。我们 concentrate on Singaporean. If this person were to say that, I think he's really a bad. They never live out to 一视同仁. So this is where the prejudice come about. 海通啊，never mind 啦 ，set 3 fail, never mind 啦 ，set 4 can continue. No, don't ever have this kind of concept. You must give everyone a single opportunity because resources are scarce. Competitions are very steep. In order to take away your prejudice and misconceptions, the person had to go in detail to understand why this person need more help, to understand why this person must give to this person the chance, then explain to the next person. But unfortunately, in the real life, people have no time to do this. So you have to struggle for it. So these topics, thank you, Wei Miao. It was very interesting because I have a discussion with my student today. And she told me, Rhea, Angelina, okay, she was sharing with me that because Uncle Raymond's, I think I will definitely give to the express top class because they are the one the best performer. They say, wait, but that doesn't mean the NT students are not given a chance. Then how? How to make room for improvement? But there's only this room already, you know. Like, thank you, Chelsea. You give alternate way. This week is classroom, classroom 1, do the classroom 2 and 3. But because Singapore, there's limited resources. This is the amount of job vacancy. And what my student engineers say that we'll give to the top student because they can perform. But the other one, you guess what, Ray? You know what she said? Because since we already identified this student as NT student, Ziyi and Jialing, we should start very beginning to start nurture them. Wow. Maybe you understand what I mean? That is why, ladies and gentlemen, Singapore have Pathlight, have Northlight, and Spartra. And these are special needs students. Does that mean they will never make it in life? No. So therefore, Singapore want to make every school a good school, which I don't I don't agree with that. But I think Singapore wants to make every school a unique, a special, to meet different needs and wants of every single student. I don't you agree with me? I always believe that some of my students who came into my previous school, all right, I always like to take care of the new student, to let them settle down, to make sure they are not being bullied, to make sure they are able to blend in. Then we give them a chance. Then they feel there's a sense of belonging. Because if I do that to you, I will expect you to do that to the next student and next person. True or not, I don't. This is a cycle. So the prejudice, if you don't get rid of the prejudice and misconception, or maybe I'll listen carefully, if your exam come out this one for set 4, You will not look at the textbook. I think page 171, there's this very good ending about whether it's a competition. Was it? I think another one is based on. Yeah, for this integration one, look at the textbook. There's one ending very good. Let me take at my textbook. Huh? You turn to page, where's the integration now? Which page is it, please? Before I forget, can you help me? Okay, I got it, guys, page 208, turn to page 208. Please turn to page 208. 星宇有吗 textbook？ 子怡有没有？贝坤Ray啊 turn page turn to 208， 姚毅有吗？ Okay, look at page 208 啊。Yao Yi, will you read to the class with the growing diversity?
With the growing diversity in Singapore, integration is emphasized through promoting equality without granting special rights to any particular racial, ethnic, or religious group. Integration is also achieved when diverse socio-cultural identities complement the national identity of being a Singaporean with their unique identities. While many have debated over Singapore's evolving national identity, its core is firmly anchored on the shared values of upholding law and order, respecting racial and religious harmony, and a commitment to working together for a better future.
You have to thank Wei Miao for yesterday night sharing with me, because I waited for him so long to reply, but I know this poor boy studied until so hard, slept with me. Early in the morning, wake up and tell me this where he got all these questions. Okay. To be honest, yesterday night I was about to ask you whether you want to do the link, because when I look at the question, well done for your teacher, Wei Miao. Very good. Because honestly, I got a whole list of questions here. Okay, for the Set 3 student, we can go through next round for that, because I got a whole list and plus my other students were giving me for this year. So we got one whole stack. For next month onwards, every lesson we are going to go through one SRQ and one SBQ. Okay, so it's very important. So guys, you look at page 196, all right, and you look at page give me a minute, page 196 and compare to page 206, you will understand why the integration is the most important. Then you turn to page 169. Yes, please, come on, let's turn to page 169 and turn to page 170. Then later you turn all the way to give me a minute, I'm turning the page. Just fresh one. I'm so sorry. Page 169 versus 175. You realize 175 is very short, but 169, 170, 171 talk about the prejudice and misconceptions, whereas page 175 is just a small portion of it. That shows something. The prejudice and misconceptions is not just in Singapore alone. Children, for Set 4 student. For Set 3 student, take note. Because just now what Yao Yi read is about the rights. You have what kind of rights that you are supposed to have for Singaporeans. But one of the rights is you have the rights to vote for the governments. You have the rights as a citizen to entitle GST voucher. You have the rights to have the skill future because you're a Singapore citizen. Okay, right, let's go quickly. So chapter 8 is about technology and MNC. Now, which I mentioned about 那个粽子, right? So if you can use the 粽子as one of the technology to convert this into a production line, to mass produce the 粽子 or the 饺子, which is most of the time we do that. Of course, you go to Din Tai Fung, you see the people are doing that using hand. Can we do it in technology and make it a multinational company to help Singapore to boom, or vice versa? Right. So chapter 9 again. Do you think positive economics is definitely? If you have this kind of questions, Set 3 and 4, always take economic positive. In my opinion, okay. Anyone want to challenge me? Want to challenge me that no, I disagree. Negative economics in fact outweigh the positive. If it's a negative economic impact, 海通, are you there? Where are you? Oh, then you 跑去那边了. 因为那个 screen 又跑掉。I don't。如果没有 economic positive 啊，今天中国会这么强大吗？对不对 ？Of course, sad to say, right, 贝坤 and 赵璇。Because of modernizations and the changes, we see a lot of farmers, no job. Then the people have to go leave their village and come to the city to work, but to help to improve, to earn more money, so that back home they can bring better money for their families and also go for better educations, right? So technology to me for chapter 8 is more important than multinational company. Multinational company come to Singapore because we have a very strong, write down the word, the backbones of technology. The infrastructures that we are ready to serve Singapore as a smart nations. We are ready to open up the super corridor way of the fiber optics, the 5G of the 6G. We are ready because the technology is the fundamental of the modernizations of today's society in the 21st century. So technologies bring forth the MNC to say that, oh, Singapore has a foresight. In order to insight that what we want to see, that Singapore has the foresight to build this country in a very modern and sophisticated world, which is called the paradigm shift. Chapter 9, do you think, okay, 9 we done already, yeah? Chapter 10, do you think the positive impact of globalization on culture is more to the impact of negative? Now, we talk so much about the food and entertainments. Ladies and gentlemen, the culture is still the most important. When you erode, eradicate, extinguish, or get rid of the culture, you will become a person like not being well clothed. That means well clothing means you're not able to cover yourself. By what mean? You're not cover yourself means you're being naked, you're not having the warmth. When you don't have the warm culture warmth, you are a lost sheep that you do not know where's the directions. Then you are follow blindly people. Because at the end of the day, I'm so sorry, okay? People still look through the color of your skin. Usually when they look at us Chinese, we will be Chinese culture. Which I told you, right? A Chinese person can be a Muslim, can be a Hindu, can be a Christian, can be a free thinker, but still a Chinese. But for a Malay, you know that's their culture. So to honestly, the positive impact of globalization on culture is important in the sense that they preserve the culture. Like Chelsea, the lion dance, that one, if you come out on SBQ, how are you going to write? No source A, criticizing the culture, right? So what is the positive? So like Rhea, Angelina was having this SBQ, you are showing an American couples pushing a baby truck or pram. Then you show that in front of baby pram got a camera, CCTV, hooking up on the pram, and then got a bunny, got some branded baby stuff. So they are saying that is it a needs or want for this baby to have all these branded goods, and then you say that no money to give birth, no money to feed the baby, and yet you buy all the expensive stuff for the baby. That is the SBQ questions by this my student in Queensway Secondary School, I think. So how? What do you think? Is it important to have these things? Yeah, because nowadays people are not giving birth a lot. Therefore, they want to put the best for the children so that they have a head start. Agree or I don't? True not? I mean, seriously, it's not like our Yeye Nai Nai, we're going to have 10 or 20 children, 10 or 15 children, right? So we only got 1 and 2. So we want to give the best value to them. So, no, seriously, do you know you all got this iPad, right? The school give you the iPad and then you have to buy, correct? Right? I don't, right? Is it a need or want now? Like people say now you should not look through too many videotapes, too many YouTube or all these things, but all the informations are all in the information technology, the super highway. How many of you can go to library now to borrow books? Will you want to travel all the way and come back and that's touch wood, get COVID? No, right? So at your fingertip, you can watch. So if you tell your mom, I want to play game on the computer, definitely no. But if you tell your parents, say, I want to use the internet because I am doing a research about culture and this is related to my exam. And the best thing to enhance this, it must be honest to your parents that my teacher say one, 我的老师讲说要看电脑，要做这个作文 100% they will allow you. And then if your computer down, mommy, daddy, 我的电脑坏了 马上去找一个人买一个给你，修一个给你。Why? Because this information, there is already a new culture already, right? And this impacts and show that it is important, it's essential that you need this technology to fulfill your work, to fulfill your task, to fulfill your responsibility. So therefore, culture, for example, I like that Xiao Xing about this lion dance, that dancer. After thinking for a while later, if you ask me, if there's these things, maybe we can come up a team like you and me to encourage and support it. 真的，我在想我们可以 have fusion 吗？就是我们的传统的舞狮跟他们的 tap dance 在一起，然后我们编了一个很漂亮的音乐 entertainment，and then bring up the food. I tell you, you'll make a difference. This is 创新跟创意。It's called a culture revolution on this entertainment of lion dance. Because now you got time, you set 3, you can take your own time. You set 4 for no time to think all this. Tomorrow is the exam. So Xiao Xing, I like the idea. You think about it and discuss with your coach and all these things. Because tap dance is not easy, Because if your tap dance, you follow the drum beat, the all right, there's the drum, right? You heard that, right? So this is the things that can we put this into tap dance? How to tap? But if you make it nice and the costume, everything, I tell you, it's a new culture, as a positive impact that this lion dance might become a in thing. Just like Squid Game, nobody will know that green light, red light. My childhood, no? Right, Ziyi, the marble is Uncle Raymond and I think your daddy and me, last time we play marble like that. We guess how many marbles in our hand and things like that. And then we play the honeycomb or all these things. It's our child. Why can you bring back? Through Netflix, like Xiao Xing, modernization, you see, bring back the positive culture. And I think Haitong, the Squid Game, Liang Di, all of you, you agree, right? Wei Miao and Jia Ling and Yao Yi and Cindy. Squid Game now is one of the most popular Netflix, earning a lot of money, right? To entertainment. Okay. Okay, one more important thing I'd like to share. What do you see? All right, remember the extract 1, 2, and 3, children, take notes of the format. We are talking about, where is my chat group? Did I share? No, oh, so sorry. Thanks. Now I'm sharing. Remember for the SRQ, Xingyi, always remember this. When is the timeline for extract 1? Okay? For SRQ, Xingyi, are you there? Okay, look at extract 1. When is the timeline? August 2013. So, 不说很久. The A stand for who is the target audience. Always must choose 3. Okay, all the set 4 students listen carefully. When you are doing tomorrow SRQ, at least 3 target audience. All right. One is the government, one is the Singapore, and one is a foreigner. But this one, extract 1, is talking about what? Chan Choo Seng, the minister. So the one of the target audience minister saying this. What does it mean? Then the TAX, X means you stand for explanation. Sorry, explanation. How you explain? Okay, using the issue 1. Okay, issue 1, we are talking about NR3IC. We're talking about nationality, religions, rights, and race, religion, and rights, identity, and citizenship. That is for issue 1. Then the I will stand for issue 1. So issue 1, we talk about NRIC. Get it now, no? All the set 4 students. All right. So this one, the influence of religions of a believer is constant. It guides the believer in one's conduct in everyday life. It keeps the believer on the path of goodness. So this is definitely issue 1. We are talking about the one of the R here, right? The race and religions. Then abstract 2, many people worried that the widening income gap, this is their income already. So identify what? The upper, the lower, the middle class. So we talk about extract 2 and 3, reflects the influence of religion and social economic status in shaping one identity. Do you think religions is more important than social economic status in shaping one identity? Can we go quickly? No need to tell me yes or no, then explain. I want to rest my voice. Pei Kun, religion or social?
Religion.
Thank you. Liang Di.
Think also
Religion or social economy is more important?
I think religion.
Okay, thanks. How Haitong?
Religion.
Xiaoxing?
Religion.
Yichen? Yichen, religions or social economic status? Thank you. Zhao
I
Xuan.
think it's religion.
Okay, Ziyu. Religions or social economic status more important?
Religion or social status?
哪一个比较重要？
I think social status.
Oh, so okay lah, Ziyu, you carry Hermes lah, so social status law. Okay, just kidding. You carry Hermes, I carry Chanel, okay? Okay, back to you, Yao Yi.
Religious.
Thank you. Wei Miao.
Okay, question again.
Which one? Race or religions? Religions or social economics? Which one is more important? How to use the timeline, the audience, and explain your issue one? Race or economics? Wei Miao. Hurry up, please.
Religion.
Religion. Jia Ling.
Uh,
很难选咩？现在不是叫你选女朋友，不用紧。如果选女朋友，我教你办法，要不要？两个都选。哎呀，最容易的哦。赵轩哦，两个都选，1、2、3选girlfriend A，2、4、6选girlfriend B。3 day 呢？嘉玲有 off day。Religion 啊 ，OK， thank you。
Choose the religion also.
Thank you，星宇。
Religion.
Hey, Ziyu, you are the odd one out. Can you explain to me why you choose social economic status is the most important in shaping one identity? Please go.
Because I think that like social economic status is like something that like you cannot really escape. Like people don't have to be like religious one, but like social economic status is something that like you're born into. And it's like even if you don't have a religion, you're still going to belong to like some kind of social economic status. And that's what people are going to see first. They're not going to like know like what your religion is like, but maybe like from like what you wear or how you act, they might be able to see like your social economic status. So that's how they're going to treat you at first one. So I feel like social economic status is really something that's more like internalized. Like obviously it depends, but like I feel like it's something that's less easy to like get rid of, like the influence.
Your SRQ tomorrow should be A1 and 2 already. Well said. Very true. Thank you for coming in. I think today you're not supposed to come in, or you don't want to come in, or whatever reason, but really appreciate you coming in. Tong Ye supposed to come in today, but because she got the paper, another paper tomorrow. See, well said. Religions, you realize, can you imagine all of you have been writing religions, and imagine the examiner is going to mark this is your final answer. All right. And all of you, the most 7, 8 marks, the most you got 6 to 7 marks. Well, Ziyi will get full marks for that. Because it is really true that in fact, I will choose religions also. Okay. Because this question I've been doing it, and I can tell you, Ziyi, you are right. Without I'm not interested what kind of religions you are in. I'm interested that, imagine if I want you to buy a condo, remember, to buy a condo, to buy a HDB flat, you must below both you and your husband income or you and your wife income must below about 11 to 12,000 per month. Then you afford. Anything that is social economic status above, sorry, you're not entitled for this kind of HDB grants to buy housing box flat because these are for certain group of social economic status. You don't tell me you're Christian, you're Muslim, or Indian. I'm so sorry. In the eye of the law, to buy house is nothing to do with religion. It's to do about SES, social economic status. Because that is where when you talk about credit cards, you don't tell me you got Christian, therefore I give you more credit limits. Mostly I give you even more. But because of your working status, your positions, your occupations, your status in the particular organizations, that you earn so much, therefore you have write down, children, SES talk about few things. Write down, please, spending power, GDP, gross domestic product. You can have three, okay, this is very sensitive. You can have three countries that are all Muslim countries. All right. For example, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Saudi Arabia. Tell me, Wei Miao, which is the most richest country? Singapore, Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, or Indonesia?
I'm saying Malaysia.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the answer, but I'm just saying Malaysia.
Based on your gut feel, Wei Miao, based on your gut feel, How about Yao Yi? 沙地阿拉伯还是马来西亚还是印尼？哪一个穆斯林国家最富有
Saudi Arabia.
Okay, last one. Who I have to ask? Who is the second student here? Jingyu. Which country?
Not sure.
Huh?
Not sure.
You still, hey, hello, tomorrow exam, you tell the examiner not sure. Please Google it yourself. Which country?
Can you repeat the question again?
沙地阿拉伯还是马来西亚还是印尼？哪一个回教国家最有钱？
Malaysia.
好，谢谢。子毅小妹，哪一个国家
Huh?
？Which country?
What?
Saudi Arabia or Malaysia or Indonesia? Which three religions countries? These are three Muslim country, right? Religions. But which country is the richest?
Saudi Arabia.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, Saudi Arabia. Why? Because they are the one who produce the biggest oil in the whole entire world. And during the Hari Raya Haji, when they go to pay the pilgrimage, 就是说去 Mecca, okay, they have the biggest base. So you realize here the religions is no more the first status really. It's the SES that makes Saudi Arabia one of the richest. And you want to compare Saudi Arabia and UAE, Oman, Qatar, Kuwait, Iran, Iraq, UAE, Bahrain. These are all the Muslim countries. Which one has the richest? UAE is one of them. Also very rich. Realize that now social economic status brings right now not only the spending power, the GDP, the gross domestic, but also the economic power. To talk about the OPEC. Can you write down the OPEC? You know what is OPEC now, Wei Miao? Please write down. Set 4 student. Please, all in fact not set 3. I told you 懂什么是 OPEC 吗? Oil productions exporting country. Okay, these are the country decide the oil price. If your daddy, mommy are driving car, you know, sometimes you go to petrol kiosk, right? You want to pump 95, 93 or what kind of oil, right? I don't know. These are the country, they come together to decide the price of the oil. And they cannot decide, sometimes they will fight in the war, the price of the war. I mean, the oil price of the war, not fighting. And they sometimes also can go physical war and fight. Okay? So this was being tested in the old syllabus of social study. All right? And this is where Ziyi was saying, social economic status is important. This country here mostly are Muslim country or Haidong. 回教国家. You go and Google it please now and I'm telling you, I think one or two countries, they are not Muslim country, but they are talking about economic power. And then you must talk about this one, G20 summit. These are the top 20 countries, the most richest SES. But actually they started with G8. Okay, please learn all these things. This is under globalization that all the secretary next month will be starting to learn all these things. So the G8, the G, okay. So Ziyi, you're right. Social economic status transform the gross domestic product, the spending power, the economical power, and also the status, write down the status of what? The classes. Okay. And then the last one, the most important thing is that they also bring out the technology as well. All right. So take note, huh? So social economic status bring out the technology. What you mean by technology? To be honest, there are certain countries that are very religious. They don't believe in technology because that's what. Thank you to Qiao Xing. You should thank him. You should really thanks about bring up the modernization. Qiao Xing, you know when you bring up modernization, you cannot. It's inevitable they bring in technology, right? Because modernization tie with technology and so transform. You have to erode the culture, 嘛，对不对？好像平时他们要这样做，好像 imagine you remember I told you the Muslim people when they kill the animal they have to pray, right? 如果你有1万只鸡，你不可能一只每个鸡都是 pray to them, correct? So maybe you have to use technology to do the killing, get it? So some country might due to their religions they cannot accept it, so they cannot perform their social economic status based on technology. Tongye was asking about the assimilation and integration, so I think I'll ask her to go through the video later on. Okay, any questions? Well done, Ziyi. Okay, I got one more. Okay, these are all the questions here. Maybe due to time constraint, can you just quickly look through? 3 minutes. Can I answer to Tongye's questions? Then you all look through, please. Especially for question number 4 and number 3 and number 4 is in your textbook. Turn to page 280 and 281. Please fill out this one, please. This is the negative impact of economics. Okay, please take note of this, please. Okay. Now this is the one, okay, done already. You can take a picture if you want to, right? Then we go to this one here. This is the one I'm talking about, CPF Live. Children, Set 3 student, don't worry. You don't, if you have time, please go and type CPF Live here. Okay, for Set 4 student, Ziyi, you know what is CPF Live? Just a quick one.
Is the plan for like the government help you keep your money and then you get old and they give you.
Hello, CPF of confirm is keep the money, ma.
Yeah.
But not just keep the money. What is that thing? Look here. This word.
Annuity scheme.
Annuity. Annuity means 写下来，我退休了。英文叫什么？乔欣。
Retirement.
Thank you. CPF Life got to do with retirement scheme. 台通啊 and 微妙 I mean 微妙 I'm not sure you heard of CPF Life. Anyway, I don't 有吗？你听过吗？我有教你没有？台通记住哦。Please do research on CPF Life, but don't worry. Since you're going to join next month, I'm telling you, please go and type CPF Life. 去那个 CPF 的 website 去看这个 CPF Life. Okay, trust me, and your 3M is very important. All right, this CPF life we are talking about, as long as you're Singaporean, your mommy daddy stay in Singapore, become a Singaporean citizen, this is retirement fund. Meaning that money will pay the person, the old man, the old lady, or like myself, pay until the day I sayonara die. Then the money left over will give to my children. Okay, this CPF life is very important, you see. For example, if it's an ex-CEO, he earn every month $20,000-$30,000. Now he got a stroke, 他没有儿女，他老婆又死掉了， then 他怎么办？每个月都要有那个生活费吗？ So this CPF life comes in, right? So this is a retirement plan to cover 3 things right now. CPF life, your day-to-day expenses, and then your medical bills, and then also people take care of you if you cannot work. Take note now, this CPF life, when you cannot work or do something, 6 things 啊。第一个，你不会冲凉，你自己不会吃饭，你不能走动，你需要人家帮你，然后你起床有问题，还有一个是什么啊？ Can't remember what 吃药还是什么吃的东西，看 6 things 啊。If out of these 6 things, the normal day to day you cannot bathe, you cannot eat, you cannot walk, you cannot do anything, then this money will give you to help you to get a helper to take care of you, or you if let's say you are all these 6 things you can do very well, but every month you want to get a few $100 just to pay your expenses. For example, this guy might be a smoker. You want to buy cigarette, or you want to buy certain food that you want to eat. Of course 赵璇，他不可能吃佛跳墙。你天天叫他吃佛跳墙、吃燕窝也是不可能的。天天吃燕窝doesn't mean a good thing 哦，赵璇对不对？but 如果他天天抽烟呢 ，then 他的儿女很高兴咯，你懂为什么吗？我爹地，你快点走吧，那个钱留给我，不孝子哦，对不对？是真的不孝子吗？他应该要跟他父亲讲 ，cut down the cigarette and then go to a healthy lifestyle. So 海通明白吗 ？All the 亮弟乔欣贝坤也 secretary right?
Yeah.
So those are 嘉玲 also secretary of course. Please take note now. This CPF, please. Some good teachers, don't say good teachers. Some teacher will explain to you in details. But this one, you need some expert in insurance to explain you more details. Okay. Next month, Haitong, remind me to ask right now. Can you Haitong remind me next month to show you a Manulife, the chart of how retirement fund is, because I was an insurance agent before. So when I show 所谓百闻不如一见 then I'll show you what it means, how a retirement couple and a newlywed couple, how much they need to cover their expenses. Okay. So children, since tonight you got time, if you got no other exam, please look on few things. You know what is this one? I just shared with this Ray. I just shared with Angelina. There's somebody behind your door, like somebody behind you, like Ray. Your mommy, is it? Huh? It's not your mommy. Oh, your mommy came here already. It's your mommy. Then you shake your head. Hello. It's not your mommy. Oh, sorry. No wonder you don't say hi to me. Okay. You know what is this one? Wait a minute. 听过吗？海童有看过吗 ？ERP 怎么办？如果 exam 出来这个怎么办
？ERP 的，好像在哪儿看到过。
姚毅，什么是 ERP？
I don't know.
Erie Raymond Pui.
But they will give the full form of the thing if they use
electronics group pricing. Electronic road pricing. So there's one very sarcastic picture shows that the moment you come out from your house car park, there will be ERP. ERP is to cut down congestions. ERP is to reduce traffic jam. ERP to make sure that when you travel on the road, you will not cause pollutions and congestions. Excuse me, uncle, what got to do with issue 1.2? Yes, because we talk about diversity, about social economy status. Because ERP talk about this one also. Just in case I don't know where to come out. You know what COE? Certificate of Entitlement. The only country in the whole world, if I'm not mistaken, is only Singapore. When you buy a car, you need an entitlement, the COE. The biggest the car you have, I think your parents, some of you got drive car, they will know. Recently, the COE for 1.6 liter Toyota Altis or Toyota something 1.6 liter car, the COE price You see the car price is actually 60,000哎，台东6万块啊，那张纸哦8万块呢。所以请问你那整辆车是不是14000啊140,000？台东很贵哦，新加坡买车很贵哦。That's the one of the reason to stop. But guess what? There's still people buy. Then now they come out with the hybrid car, with an electric car to reduce the carbon footprint. Uncle, what got to do with my issue 1 and 2? Yes, diversity. Also issue 3, globalization, to keep the environment friendly, multinational company. Remember who is coming to Singapore? Start with T, end with A. Elon Musk. Chelsea, which is the car?
Tesla.
Yes. That day he came down, want to play golf with me. I said, I have no time, I got class. Yeah, Chelsea, don't look at me like that. He's like, yeah, sure, yeah, over my food, right? Play golf with you. Ladies and gentlemen, such a small country like Singapore, why Elon Musk, Tesla want to come to Singapore? Maybe
Let's have a lot of like marketing potentials.
It's MNC already, right? 为什么要选新加坡？为什么不要选 Malaysia? Right? Correct or not? Why? 微妙。
Because like Singapore was like Singapore encouraging its citizens to buy electric cars, I think.
Yeah, why?
So,
Why? Don't waste my 2 hours of teaching you, then you don't tell me anything. Come, why? Stress already. 微妙 stress already. Start with T. And with Y. What is that word? 赵璇跟他讲是 toy. Start with T 嘛 ，and with Y 嘛。好，赵璇，里面有个 O 不是 toy 咯，玩具。你笑得很可爱，有那个可爱的酒窝，可是 Uncle 的酒窝比你更可爱。Sorry, it's called technology because Singapore has the built-up infrastructure of technology. Agree? 有没有 Right. So at the same time, Singapore has a very clean and anti-corrupted governments and able to bring out the best of their technology. At the same time, we are very diversified workforce, and we are quite, don't say quite, we are educated enough as skilled workers to support these Tesla products or the Dyson. In fact, that time Dyson, they also want to invest in Singapore. And a lot of company in MNC want to come to Singapore because it's not just Singapore is a good government, but also with technology. The infrastructures is very important. Any company who want to come to Singapore, first, besides the good governments and good infrastructures, they also look in technology, right? So the car like Tesla coming in, so you must know also where to, can I use the electric charger, right? That Singapore power plants are also having these electric chargers, most of the car parks, so that you can charge your car using electric instead of petrol. So what happened to those petrol companies who are now having petrol and eventually will go to electric car? Are they going to convert and transform into electricity, or are they using the oil to do other things? So are they going to reduce carbon footprint? So get the idea. Huh? So take notes that this COE, ERP, MediSave, MediShield, MediFunds, CPF Life, Skill Future. You know what is Skill Future, Haitong? Okay, that means Singaporean got $500. Okay, and then you must go and look through this one here, WSQ. Okay, and talk about the SME Connect. Remember last week we talked about how these people help SME to connect to a multinational company in the issue 3. And then we also talk about the racial harmony also. So sorry about my typo, my typing here. So, okay. Any questions? So I think I share most of the thing here. You can look at the questions. But this one, set 3 student, don't worry. Uncle Raymond will go through with this, but this is just to show my set 4 student.